she shot me one time. Bang, she shot me two times. Bang, bang, bang.
Unicorn.
Welcome back to our All-Star Academy channel. So we're going to start off today with doing some arts and crafts and making a fantasy castle. So to do this you will need a cereal box, some toilet roll tubes, toilet roll and a yogurt carton. So once you have those items you will also need a pair of scissors. Now our first task is to very carefully cut out one side of the cereal box. So I've already done that, as you can see. It's just been the front side of the box, and you just need to get rid of this bit. We may need this later, so just put it to one side for now. And once you have cut out the side, just go around the edges, making sure it is neat. So once you've done that, just lay it flat on the side. Okay, next you will need your yogurt pot. Once you have positioned your pot, you need to grab a little bit of tape. Now I have double-sided tape here because I couldn't actually find my masking tape. But masking tape, perhaps even sellotape, will work just as well. So what you need to do is take a little bit of your tape. Now bear with me because I always find it really tricky to peel off the edges of these. Hopefully it will do it with ease today. And then what we need to do is to just tape it to the board so it's stuck in place. So great. So after you have taped your cup, your yogurt pot to the board, we're going to move on to our loo roll tubes. So again, you will just need your tape, and you need to tape the tube to the pot. It doesn't really matter about being neat at this moment in time, as you'll see later, but we're going to cover it. But the most important thing is that it sticks in place and it stays in place. Press it down, make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, I'm just going to turn it upside down. That will be the test to see whether it's stuck properly. Ooh, wonderful, it's all sturdy into place. Now, this bit all depends on personal preference, guys. It depends on how tall you want your castle to be. So Miss Neil thinks she's going to go an extra loo roll taller. She wants quite an extra castle. So go big or go home, right guys? So let's see. We need a bit more tape. But to do this, I think I'm going to stick a little bit on the inside of that one. Can you see that? Just stick it there. So it's been stuck on the inside, not on the outside of the roll. It's just been stuck on the inside. And then these bits have left like a little tab to overlap, and that's going to go and stick on the inside of the other tube. So they should then, oh, carefully, stick together. So it's a bit fiddly, this bit. If you've got anything along, point, I'm just going to use my scissors, but it might be better with maybe like a pencil or a paintbrush, just to make sure that the tabs have stuck to the side of the bottom tube. Yeah, okay, I think that's right. Now, to do the test, turn it upside down. Oh, oh, fabulous. Okay, so that's all stuck in place. But we need to start making the castle go outwards. So, we're going to take our next loo roll tube. Again, some more tape. Okay, and then you're going to take your next loo roll tube and you're just going to stick it on the side. Okay, and then we're just going to stick it to the side here. Okay, brilliant. And oh, I did forget a step. You need to get some glue roll, and we need to stuff this pillar just to give it a bit more support. So take some glue roll. Maybe that's a bit too much. Half of that, just so you don't break your structure, and just push that down. Wonderful. So it's just a bit poking out there, but don't worry too much about that. All right. So we're going to go on to the other side now. I think I'm going to go higher on this side. So I'm going to go one more glue roll tube up. So with your other half of the sticky tape, stick that again on the inside. Remember to leave a little bit poking out, a little tabby bit that we can stick to the inner of the other tube. So I think that's as tall as I would like my castle to be. You can keep going, you can add even more to this if you want, but for now I'm going to keep it that high. Now, my fantasy castle needs some pointed towers, so I'm just going to cut out the wings in half. So we have a small rectangular size bit of card. And we're going to take the top corners and we're just going to fold them back to one another, and we're going to start to push them down so the top starts to form a bit of a point, and then we should just be able to close them. Okay, so I'll show you from here. You've got your card, and we're just going to bring the corners down, push them together, so you see the top starts from a bit of a point, and we just keep them together like that. Okay, you can tape it in place if you want to. You can pop that in your tube. Take the rectangular bit, fold it back, make your nice point, and this one this time is going to go into the middle corner. So tape it in place, like so. Fabulous. So now we have our base for our fantasy castle complete. I'm just going to tidy up this space now, and we will move on to the next step. Okay, oh, can you see me now? I've got a rather tall castle in front of me. So once we have done our fantasy castle base, we will need a bowl, a little spongy spatula or paintbrush, some PVA glue or school glue, and a tiny bit of water to help the glue become more of a paste. So you need to add in some of your glue to the bowl. Would you scrub her? Water. Give it a mix. Okay, so once you've got the right amount of glue to water ratio, it should look a little bit like this. A little bit gloopy. Okay, and then we just need to apply that to our fantasy castle. So I'm just going to whack that on. Glue roll next. So you're just going to take a bit of that off. And just whack it on. So with your paste and glue roll, you need to cover your entire base of your castle. I'm going to keep going with this guy, and we shall see you in a bit. Completely covered now in tissue paper and PVA glue. Now I'm just going to go to the base of the castle now, so where the yogurt pot meets the cereal box, and I'm just going to reinforce that by putting some more glue roll on the bottom there. So just lob that on. So a bit on the board and a bit on the pot. Bit of glue roll. Place that on. So it's half covering the cereal box and half covering the pot. And we're just going to keep going all the way around. And then keep going until you've got a few layers on there, and then just give it one more coat of the PVA glue and water mixture of the paste, and this will help it to harden. We can then leave it to dry overnight or for a few hours. Usually it's best to come back to it overnight, because then you know it is definitely dry. Don't worry if anything comes away with the brush, just put a bit more glue on and then just dollop it back on again. Like I say, it doesn't really have to be too neat or too careful, because we're going to go over all of this and it'll just add to the texture of the castle and also to the detail. And you can all put your unique original spins on when it comes to decorating it. And just think about what colour your castle might be. It'll be pink, it'll be blue, it'll be green, purple, a black haunted castle. Who knows? This is a fantasy castle. It can be yours. It's completely up to you. Do monsters live here? Is it like the castle from Hotel Transylvania, or is it a Disney princess castle? You get to decide. The possibilities are endless with this, and that's what I love about crafts. You can absolutely do anything you want. It's all up to you, being as creative as possible. So I think I am happy with the base now. I'm just going to just check for any gaps and just make sure that it's not going to like fall off. Once you are happy with that, we can go on to adding a little bit of detail. So to do detail, again, guess what you need? PVA glue and glue roll. So we're going to get the glue roll this time, and we're going to roll it into a little sausage type of shape. So just really. You might get stuck to your fingers, you might just have to wipe them off again before you start doing this bit. Okay, and then we're just going to twist. So I'm going to twist it once we've got it into the sausage shape. Twist. Be careful not to rip it, because you do want it to be all in one piece. And then you're going to have a look at your castle and think, oh, where do I want a nice little window? So we're just going to make a little arch out of that. I'm going to get some glue. I think we'll go about, let's just turn it around so I can show you. Go about here for my little window. So put a bit of glue on the back of my arch, and then I'm just going to stick it into place. So hold it for a few seconds, just make sure it stays there. And voila, you have a little window arch. And I'm going to make a few more of them, maybe one for a door as well. Let's have a door, so I might need a bit of a longer piece. So I've got 3 squares together there, and carefully, just so they don't rip off, I'm just going to fold, 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 I'll roll it down. Just like so, and just press that on, hold it. So I'm going to make another window, I think, on the other tower as well. So this one. So once you have added all of the detail you would like to your castle, you just need to leave it to dry. Recommended to leave to dry overnight, and then let's come back to it tomorrow and get painting. Thanks a lot, guys! So yesterday we left off with our fantasy castle loo roll sculpture, which had been paper mache out of loo roll and loo roll tubes and a few other bits and bobs that you can just find in your house. So today it is rock solid and ready to paint. So I have some paints here. I've got a white, a black and a red paint. Now what I was thinking of doing was doing the main tower in white, because I quite like this white look, and then I was thinking for the tops of the towers, maybe putting them in like a nice pink, and then perhaps some grey around the edges. And then I've also got some felt tips. So I've got some felt tip pens and some fine liner pens just to add on those extra bits of detail. Now I quite like this tissue paper effect, so I've got some tissue paper here. Well, actually, sorry, this is crepe paper, but it'll have the same effect. And I was thinking about just taking the green from it and then maybe scrunching it up into little tiny balls and just giving it more of a 3D effect, I suppose. And so I want to try that and see how that went. Now I've also got some brown paint as well for a bit more detail. I don't know how much I've got left in that. So these are just poster paints. This one is acrylic paint, I think. Yeah, artist acrylic paint. But any paint will do just fine. It's probably best for poster paint because it's washable. So if you get it on your clothes, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to use some of this white paint. Now I've just got a plate here so I can put the paints on. And if I needed to mix any colours, because like I said, I wanted to use pink for the top, so I'm going to mix a bit of red and a bit of white to make that pink. But for now, I'm just going to go in with a nice white base all over. So in fact, you know what? I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to make it grey because I really can't actually tell that I'm painting it at all. Time to move on to my turrets. So like I said, I would like them to be a nice pink colour, so I'm going to get quite a light pink, I think. So we've got a bit of red and again quite a lot of white. I've managed to get some of the white paint in the lid, and every time I open it, I get some on my hands, which is fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to rinse this little brush out with my little pot of water here. Okay, and then I'm going to mix in the red and white together. That's still a bit too salmony pink for me, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's still a bit too salmony pink, so a tiny bit more white. Great, more in my hands. Okay, that's still salmony. Still a tiny bit salmony. I'm going to put a bit more right in. Just keep going until you've got your perfect colour. There's no rush. Ah, yes, that's a nice pale pink. And now, so like a very baby pink that I've got now. I don't know whether you can see it on my plate from there. I'm going to do that other way so you can see actually. You can see I have made a lovely light pink colour here. So I'm just going to go in on the tops of the towers in this nice dusky pink. I think for my next trick, for my next bit of painting, I'm going to get some black and I'm going to do the inside of the castle windows. So I'm just going to rinse my paintbrush again and just make sure it's not too runny. Okay, and then I'm going to just paint in the inside of the window. So you can just turn it around so you can see. Okay, so the inner of the castle windows I'm just going to paint black. So it looks like it goes further back, like where the shadows is cast in. So I'm just going to turn it around so I can concentrate on that a little bit. And then I'll swivel it back around and show you as soon as I am done. Okay, so that's my windows done there, and I just think that already gives it such an elevated effect to the little windows. Now for the door at the bottom, I think I'm going to use my brown paint, so it's kind of more of like a wooden door. So I'm just going to rinse off my brush. Now if you've noticed, I've used this brush a few times and I keep rinsing it off, but I have started with more lighter colours first and then worked my way up to the darker one. If you started off with a dark colour, it might be a good idea to just go and get some more loo roll or some kitchen roll or something like that, or an old towel just to dry it and wipe off the excess paint. Otherwise it might ruin the effect with some of the lighter colours. So I've got some brown paint now. I'm just going to go in for this door. See, is that the right colour brown I would like? I think that's alright actually. But if you did want a bit of a lighter brown, in fact I might go with this darker brown first and then maybe over the top go in with like a lighter brown to add a bit more detail. But I'll see how it looks first and then make that decision. Yes, I think I'm going to go in with a darker grey around the door. In the middle of the door, I kind of want to put a line down so it looks like it's two doors opening. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I'm just going to go in with this tiny brush now and with some black paint and just add on some detail. You know, so around the edge of this door, I'm going to make it look like it's built out of stone bricks. So I'm just going to go around and add little lines to the side like so. Okay, just so it looks like it's got some bricks going around. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to do some bricks. So there we go, now I've added details in all of the windows. What I'm going to do now is just fill in the bricks. Now the bricks are, I'm wanting to do like a reddy brown, so I'm just going to add a bit of red to my paint, wash my paintbrush, mix a bit of the brown that I've already got in with the red, okay, and just mix them together until I've got the perfect reddy brown for my bricks. So. Take my black pen next, and what I would like to do is add like a stone walkway up to like a stone path. Now I'm just going to go in with this grey and just colour in these stones. So what I'm going to do with these stones is, because I don't want them all to be the same shade of grey, I'm going to get a bit of black, mix it in, do a bit of a darker pebble, do a bit of a lighter pebble, mix it in with a bit more white, and just dabbing it on so it's a bit more textured. So I'm just going blah, 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 blah. And a little stone path now leading up to the castle. So now I think it is time for the crepe paper or tissue paper, and I'm just going to bring the green out. To one side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, rip it, and then just scrunch it up into a little ball, and then I'm just going to start gluing and sticking. So bring back your PVA glue. So if you wanted to now, you can just cut it out a bit so you can get rid of some of the other tissue based bits. Not rid of that, your castle is ready to play. Well done, guys. So there you go. One fantasy castle. Hope you've enjoyed and good luck making.
Bang, she shot me one time. Bang, she shot me two times. Bang, bang, bang.
Unicorn.